Hello, and welcome to Beyond Academy. My name is Rosalie, and I am the Communications Director for Beyond Academy. In this video, we will be talking about how to make the most of your job shadowing experience. So you found a company or a person that you can job shadow, which is great. Now that the job shadow experience is just around the corner, how do you make the most of it? Well, the first thing you want to think about is this is a connection that you have. And especially if you really like the person and the company and the job, this may open up a door for you after you graduate or even possible internships or contract work. So you want to be as professional as possible. I recommend about a week before to send a formal email to who you will be meeting with, confirming the job shadowing experience with the day and time and the address, and then also asking about the attire that you would be wearing. For example, if you want to be a culinary chef, what you need to wear for your job shadowing experience is going to be much different than if you want to follow a day trader or a corporate banker. So just check on it, confirm that you will be meeting with them. Also, a day before, you'll want to send out another email, just saying, hey, Jim, I look forward to meeting with you tomorrow. I would love to learn more about what you do. I will see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. Once you have everything confirmed and you know where you're going, the day and time, you want to make sure that if you don't know how to get there, maybe you do a dry run or, look on your Maps app to see how far away it is. And you'll want to show up between 5 and 7 minutes early. One that shows that you're prompt and you care about the experience. You don't want to show up right on time like, ooh, I just made it, especially if something happens. Also, you don't want to show up too early. If you show up a little bit early, you may want to hang out in your car or wait a minute. But there's nothing worse than you're a busy professional and the person that you're meeting with shows up, 20 minutes or a half an hour early. That could throw off their day. You want to remember that they are doing a favor for you. Other than them being nice and doing the right thing, they are getting nothing out of it. This is all to benefit you. So you want to be as appreciative and show gratitude and be as respectful as possible. If you're stopping for a cup of coffee, it is not a bad idea to pick up a cup of coffee for the person that you're meeting with, or perhaps a pastry. The person you're job shadowing, other than doing the right thing and being nice, is not getting anything out of it. It's all to benefit you. So you want to be as appreciative as possible. So you stop and get your Starbucks, pick them up a cup. When you meet with them, reiterate, I'm so happy to meet you. Thank you for taking the time. Hey, I brought you a pastry, or I brought you a cup of coffee. I wasn't sure what you like, so I just got, the plain basic cup of coffee. And it just shows to that person that, one, that you're taking it serious, you appreciate their time, you're not expecting anything out of it. You want to observe and take notes. So make sure you have those pieces available. The day will go by fast and it'll be a big whirlwind. So you may want to have a list of questions that you want to ask throughout. Some sample questions would be, how long have you been in this position? What do you like best about working for this company, or what do you like best about this position? What's your least favorite aspect of the position? Maybe ask them, how did they get their start? Like, is this an entry-level position or is it mid-level? What career path did they take to get there? Can be very insightful for you. What are their next career aspirations? You can learn a little bit about, the job progression path, not only for that company, but for that type of position. You may also want to ask, hey, does the company offer any internship programs? And do you know how a student might get involved with that? Some of the questions you don't want to ask is anything about salary. If they volunteer information about salary and tell you, that's fine, but do not, I would think this would go without saying, but I just want to reiterate, you don't want to say, oh, how much does a staff accountant make? Or how much do you make, can be seen as, very rude. When you're finished with the job shadowing for the day, you want to thank them, show your appreciation. As I mentioned earlier, they are doing this to be nice. You also want to follow up with a thank you note. Even if this career is not something you want to do, even if the person is terrible, you want to show yourself in the best light. You never know what that person might say about you. You don't know what opportunities are around the corner, or say that person switches positions and they go to another company. You just always want to seem, on top of things, sharp and professional. You want to follow up with a thank you note, again, thanking them for their time, but also put something personable in there, like, hey, my favorite part of the day is when I learned this, or it was very eye-opening to learn this. Those will go a long way. If you're in a business environment, you may want to connect with the person on their social media channels so you can keep up-to-date information that way too. They know what you're doing and knowing your career aspirations, as well as if there's different opportunities that come across, they can easily find you. Now, also when you're job shadowing, you want to try to build rapport with the person that you're job shadowing with. So, after you introduce and say thank you, for letting them do this, as well as if you meet other people, you may want to spend a minute or two with each introduction trying to build some rapport. And that's if you're meeting someone one-on-one. So, say you're meeting with Jean and she's like, hey, I want to introduce you to Bob. Ask Bob what he does. If you see something at his desk, hey, you like fly fishing? I've never tried that. Can you tell me a little bit about it? Just something so that you can build a connection with. It helps people remember you. It puts you in a light of being very personable, as well as, it's showing that you care not only about them as a person, but about the company, not just, so what do you do? How can you help me? Those would all be no's. And it's like, I know you're very excited. It's a great time. You're having to make a lot of decisions in your life, choosing a major, picking a career path. Things may seem a whirlwind, but they may be meeting with a lot of people, or even not. You might be the first person that's ever job shadowed. And if you do a great job at it, they may say, hey, let's make this part of our corporate value that, every employee needs to job shadow somebody, or maybe it helps expand their internship program, versus if they have a bad experience with it. You don't want them to go, oh, we're never going to allow students in there, or can you believe what such and such did? Beyond Academy has great resources, not only to help you prepare to get into college, picking a major, finding the college that's right for you, as well as college funding. They have a plethora of resources. I invite you to visit beyondacademyca.org. or visit us and follow us on our social media channels. We put out videos like this every so often. If you liked it, hit the like button, give me your comments down below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.